Welcome back. You stuck around for part 2. Excellent decision. Once again, I'm Daniel, and this is your piano. Hopefully you're sitting by your piano, or if you're just chilling on the couch learning how to play music, that's cool too. The first lesson, we learned C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And in this lesson, I'm gonna show you the secret sauce of music, in my personal opinion, and that's called chords. What is a chord, Daniel? A chord is about 3 notes. If you have 2 notes, we call these intervals. Let me give you an example. These are 2 notes. This is an interval. That's a third apart. That's a second apart because it's using the second note, third note away from C. 1, 2, 3, right? If you have 2 fingers, that's called an interval. But if you have 3 notes, these are called chords. And these are the building blocks of songs. Classical music, rock music, you name it, all the genres use chords. And I'm gonna show you 7 chords today with using only 1 shape. That sounds like magic. It basically is. Let's get started, y'all. We're gonna use our first finger. If we name all these fingers, I'd call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We're gonna use our first finger, our thumb. If we just let our hand naturally rest on the first 5 notes, you can kind of see where your fingers map to the piano. We're gonna use our first note, our third note, our third finger, right? And our 5th note, our 5th finger. So 1, 3, and 5. It kind of looks like a little claw or like a Spider-Man. So that's like your little bear claw. All right, that was my bear impression. I hope you liked it. Okay, so we got 1, 3, and 5. This is called C major. Why does it sound like C major? Because it's a happy chord. This is a happy chord. Okay, so you feel happy when you hear a major chord. The word major means optimistic and bright. It actually has like a nice, happy tone to it. You can feel the difference if I play the second chord in our scale. What do you feel on that one? That's definitely sadder. Like, I tell my students, I always write songs for them. So we go, she stole my ice cream. You know, sad chords, right? You get the idea. So sad chords, happy chords, you can hear them. The name of sad chords, we call those minor chords, all right? This is called C major, happy, because my first finger is on C, right? Happy chord. If I go up to the next chord, we call this chord D, because my thumb is on D, and it's kind of sounding sad, right? That's minor. Major is happy, minor is sad. This shape right here, your bear claw, right, is what we're gonna use to walk up our C major scale that we learned in our last lesson, and we're gonna call this chord number 1. You can call it a number and you can call it a name. We'll do both today. So this is number 1, our first chord. Freeze your hand like you just left Antarctica and your hand is frozen solid, and you're just gonna lift up and glide over 1 step. Let me show you that again. Gonna basically lift up and glide, right? This pointer finger is just kind of resting, kind of hanging out with the middle finger. What's up, middle finger? And then you got ring finger, not being used, also kind of just resting. A lot of students go like this and they flex their fingers. It's like, okay, calm down, Turbo. We relax the fingers and just kind of let these 2nd and 4th fingers take a nap while the 1st, 3rd, and 5th are our rock stars for our chords. All right, so in review, we got our bear claw, 1, 3, and 5. We're gonna go ahead and walk up or glide up our scale. You ready? 1 chord, 2 chord, or the 2nd chord. See how I'm gliding? 3rd chord, all the fingers move together, all right? 4th chord, 5th chord, number 6, right? 7, and if I go 1 more, I'm now back home to number 1. I like to call the first chord home because it feels, warm and fuzzy, right? If I went like this, it's like, that feels so nice because you're home now. That's the 1 chord. So in review, we just did 7 chords. By the way, a secret about music, most songs you hear on the radio are usually only about 4 chords. So the fact that you're learning 7 today, you've got more than enough to play some songs. And I'll show you a couple examples. So in review, we've got our first chord. We call this C major. D, the name of this chord is D minor because it sounds kind of sad. By the way, if you notice, my thumb is what's naming the chord because my thumb is my captain. You can also add an extra finger in your left hand if you're feeling kind of lonely over here. I'm just gonna do the same note that my captain finger's doing. If I keep going up, E minor, E, right? I might be going fast, and if I am, you can pause or rewatch. I'll try to slow down a little bit. F is your fourth chord. See that? Up again. We call this G. By the way, that's F major. That sounds happy. G major. And then you've got a sad chord, A minor. This one sounds kind of crunchy. It's almost like it's lost. It's like, help, I don't know where I am, right? This chord's kind of like, where am I? Not major, not minor. This one's a big word. This is called diminished. The thumb is on B for backdoor, right? But the name of the chord is called B diminished. You don't have to memorize that right now. It's kind of a chord we're gonna use more often in other songs later. And then back home to C. So you've got 7 chords. It might take a little bit of practice and repetition to glide your fingers up the piano, but the fact that you have 7 chords available to you means you've got more than enough building blocks to start doing some songs. Let me show you an example. One of my favorite songs that I like to start with is Let It Be by the Beatles. Let it be. That might be too high. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Isn't that cool? I didn't do any extra work. I just showed you the chords that we already learned. And if I put them in a particular order, we make up super popular songs. What I just did there was the 6th chord in the key of C. You're like, Daniel, how did you get to number 6? Well, 1, so 1, 2, 3. You can use one hand if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6 is my captain, so there's A minor. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Isn't that cool? You could call that an A minor, G major, F major, C major chord progression, or you could call it, like I call it, number 6, number 5, number 4, number 1, right? Something, something, wisdom, let it be. I should learn my lyrics too. So, fun little example. There's lots of other songs. One more example you can do with chords is, lean on me when you're not strong. Isn't that cool? 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 4 chords of your scale. I'll be your friend. I mean, literally, that's so awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Walk it right back down. Dun, 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 dun. Help me to carry on, right? And you can probably look up these chords with a quick internet search. You can also find sheet music as well, but so cool. They use the first 4 chords in our C scale. So let's review. We've learned the names of our notes, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. This is called C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. If you go down the piano, they're called flats. B flat, A flat, G flat, E flat, D flat. And we learned the building blocks of songs, which are chords. You've got 7 of them in the key of C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. If you're feeling creative and you want to put like random progressions or random chords in any order, start pulling numbers out of a hat and say, oh, I'm just going to start with the 4 chord. Oh, I drew a 1. Here's the 5. Right? I bet you that's probably like 1,000 different pop songs right there. That's the 4. That's the 1, 5, 6. I just made that up. That's how fun chords can be. So have fun with chords. They're so much fun. You can move them in any order. You can start stacking up extra fingers in your left hand. Like instead of just doing 1 finger, you could do 2 fingers. You could do the same note 1 octave apart. It's kind of fun, right? It's just like so fun. Welcome to Chords, the secret sauce of music. I'm your host, Teacher Daniel. It's been a pleasure. Hope that helps you guys.